Red Flags Don't Lie Paris was a young woman in her 20s, studying human resource administration. Slim, fair-skinned, and full of Gen Z energy, she was intelligent, hardworking, and determined to build a better future for herself. Despite being a student, she ran a small business to support herself financially. Life, however, was not easy for Paris. Her parents struggled financially, and most of the responsibilities around her family seemed to fall on her shoulders. Everyone depended on her, yet she felt she was never doing enough. Deep down, she dreamed of becoming a successful supermodel one day and escaping the pressures surrounding her. Paris had also experienced a toxic relationship in the past. Her ex-boyfriend introduced her to unhealthy habits, including excessive drinking and smoking. Eventually, she realized the relationship was holding her back, so she ended it and decided to move on with her life. Not long after, she met John. John was different. He was focused, ambitious, disciplined, and determined to become successful one day. He was neat, hardworking, and straightforward. He disliked manipulation, dishonesty, and emotional games. Before Paris agreed to date John, she had been talking to two different men. John was actually her second choice. The day Paris was supposed to visit John for the first time was the same day she had planned to meet the other guy she was more interested in. He chose to visit the first guy instead. However, after meeting him, she was disappointed. His lifestyle, environment, and lack of direction were completely different from what she expected. As she reflected on the situation, she realized she had made the wrong decision. Later, she confessed everything to John. She apologized for not visiting him that day and admitted that he had not been her first choice. She explained that the other guy lived closer to her area, which influenced her decision. John accepted her apology, but he quietly noted it as a red flag. He felt that her lack of transparency from the beginning could become a problem in the future. Despite this, they started dating, and things seemed to be going well. However, John soon noticed something that bothered him. Whenever he spoke about long-term plans, commitment, or building a future together, Paris never seemed enthusiastic. She rarely talked about a future with him, and although she had her reasons, she never fully explained them. One day, during a conversation about settling down and future goals, Paris mentioned that she still wanted to move in with her sister near Lagos State University. To John, it seemed like she was not ready for commitment and still wanted to explore life without restrictions. Gradually, he began noticing a pattern. The inconsistency, the uncertainty, the lack of alignment in their goals. Instead of forcing the relationship, John slowly pulled back and focused on himself, his ambitions, and his personal growth. Eventually, a small disagreement escalated into a bigger conflict, and the relationship ended. Months passed. John continued working on himself and chasing his dreams. One day, he noticed through social media that Paris's lifestyle had changed dramatically. She was constantly posting photos from different hotels and moving in circles that suggested she had chosen a very different path from the one she once talked about. At that moment, John realized something important. Not every relationship is meant to last. As a man, understanding red flags early can save years of emotional stress and disappointment. Sometimes the best decision is not to force a connection that clearly lacks alignment. He smiled, stayed focused on his journey, and kept moving forward.
Not every relationship is meant to last.